For people who want to start a business, right? What three things would you tell them, or what advice would you give them at this point in time? So today I say, okay, I want to start a business. I've seen him, I see what he's doing, I'm inspired, and I also want to provide a service for my people. What advice would you give them? What are three things you would tell them after your 5 years of...
Sincerely?
Sincerely. Then don't say don't do it.
How do you know that? I would say to them, there's one very important thing that they might be taking for granted on the journey of trying to start their business, which is training. You either train and prepare to run the business, or you pay for it running the business.
Okay.
And I think that's more expensive. I have felt it. So yeah, make sure you're prepared for the journey.
But
be a subordinate somewhere. See how it is. Feel it.
Yes, but two things. Can you ever be prepared? You can't, because you never know what's going to come your way. And the second thing is, what if it's in something that doesn't exist already?
Exactly. Well, I always say, I think it's very intuitive. It's very intuitive. There's some people who, when they feel it, like I'm saying, they know it. Deep down, it's boiling, it's there. Those ones, I can't hold them back. I'll tell them, bro, jump, let's go, get it done. But if you're having second thoughts about it, if you feel you're not cut out for it, don't hurt yourself. That's my advice. Normally, if not for this, normally I'll tell you, fuck off and stay in school. But I think it all comes down to the passion. It depends on how strong you feel it. If you know it's there, if you know you would give your all to go in there, if you would sell your last pair of shoes for your business and walk barefooted, then go for it. If you're not ready to sacrifice for your business, then get a job and start small. Then you're comfortable, but yeah.
When you go that route, how do you prevent yourself from getting stuck? Because a lot of people try that and say, oh, just, one more year or 2 more months.
It should be at the back of your mind, and you should have a plan.
Okay, so you keep bringing up planning. So planning is very important.
Planning is life. Constant planning. The plans change. Constant planning.
Do you have a routine or process for planning, or
in my business
that you follow? Yeah.
Well, we adopted this agile concept,
okay,
which says a plan, as soon as it's signed, it's already expired, it's outdated. So we are always open to change, we are always planning. We have ways of doing things that are set in stone, but you always have to adapt if you want to stay afloat. Always.
How has the dynamic shifted, or the thought process shifted from when it was you and your initial partner doing it, the two of you, to now having people on board who you have to worry about salaries, you have to worry about, making sure these people have can pay their bills and things like that as well?
It's a growth process that you see. It's all about becoming more responsible, seeing yourself in that position as being responsible for other people, and then just making sure you stick to it. Because I used to tell people, okay, before I really loved my job, now it's a job.
Okay.
Yeah,
I get it.
When I first started, it was all for fun.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it, but now there's targets to meet, there's budgets, there's KPIs, there's feedback to check on, there's PowerPoint presentations to do, and I'm thinking, but I didn't think of all this in the beginning, but yeah. It's still once I still get to hit the road every now and then, I'm happy.
Do you handle all those things yourselves? Do you delegate? Do you outsource in terms of running the day-to-day running of the business? So
I'm the guy. If I had it my own way, I would outsource everything. Even if I could outsource feeding, I would outsource.
But if so, for things that you might need someone else to do, how do you go about? Do you find someone to do it, or
yes,
or you teach yourself, or?
There are some things I try and teach myself.
Okay.
There are some that I cannot. I outsource.
How do you decide which you should teach yourself and which you have to outsource?
It's what interests me.
Okay.
If I find it interesting, I'll teach myself because I know I can keep doing it. If it's not something I like to do, I have to sit down and do it a few times, hardball, but whilst I start doing it, I try and figure out a formula that works on there, that I can supervise, and then I ship it off.
Ship it off. Okay.
I'm not an iron-fisted guy, but
you've been in business for 5 years. I don't know if I believe that. So, what is your next upcoming trip?
I'm going to Lomé.
Okay.
Togo.
For how long?
2 days.
It's a 2 day
3
trip.
days.
3 day trip. Okay.
And then after that, we are going up north to Mole National Park.
When will that trip be available?
Easter's 25th to 28th
of March. Okay. And how can people find out more information on us or sign up for the trip?
Facebook.
Okay.
And a website that I'm waiting for Nurse to finish.
To be done. Okay.
Actually, no. On a website that I have to pay for. That's more like it. I think it's done. It's actually me.
Okay. Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Don't ask me final words. I don't have any.
What are your pre-final words?
I don't know.
No, I mean, so the whole concept behind this is basically just giving people insight into their mindset and also like letting them hear about stories of people who have taken that leap of faith and gone into it, right? So if there's anything any pieces of, I mean, you already gave some advice, but if there's anything you have to say or anything you want to tell them, if it's fuck off, stay in school, or which
I think for me the number one thing I would let people know, which has been drummed into people's ears over and over again, if you're going into it solely for money, you might find the beginning not so lucrative, or you might never actually find an end in it if you're going in solely for money, because there can be never enough. But then if you're going in it because you found an emptiness or a void you want to fill in society or for yourself, then it's worth going in there. Because I'll be sincere with you, sometimes I feel proud to say, yeah, I put domestic tourism there, Now another company can easily put out a trip on Facebook saying, I'm doing a trip, blah, 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 and people would relate to it or can relate because they've seen Adventure Junkies do it. So for me, that's a sweet joy.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. You don't have a handshake, you do?
No.
Live from Periscope, and we have one viewer all this time.